Hi guys, my name is Maria and I am an Akashic channeler. I'm a high priestess. I am Arcturian in my last lifetime, but I am a Lyran high priestess. I was there the moment that we descended from the heavens, from the angelic realms, and went into a physical body, into Lyran bodies, which are like these little babies, which are like little kitty faces. We look like lions and lionesses, and it was a beautiful time to be alive. Everything's all happening in parallel, but after I got murdered in Egypt by my husband, I remember the sound of my crunching bones as he slipped a dagger through my heart. And that was in essence the betrayal of the masculine, the beginning of the descension process of the masculine. Something that's new to me and that I want to explore more is that there was also a descension process for the feminine. So first the feminine fell. We were probably in a matriarchal society, and somehow, some way, the matriarchy fell, which I'm really interested to dive deep into. And then what we're experiencing right now, since about 13,000 years-ish, give or take, like after Atlantis and then ancient Egypt. I know I was like a priestess in the temple of Isis when this happened. I was an oracle. I was a really powerful oracle. And then, so that was the descension process of the patriarchy, of the masculine, and that's where we are now. We have learned our lesson, and now we're waking up. So we have been lied to. Our history is not what it is. It's really, there's so much that has been coming out in my Akashic readings and in my personal Akashic readings and in other people's readings where things are not adding up. Timelines are not adding up, like the amount of times between, like Jesus and all of that. It really, like, you don't even have to go into the Akashic records to just go into a normal library and start to question it. I know I had a historian friend that said, honestly, there's a lot of things coming up that makes us question everything, but no one's saying anything, because if we question it, then that would change the whole fabric of our history. So do know that there has been some manipulation in our history for the past 2,000, 3,000 years. Maybe more, maybe less, we'll see. But my point in all of this is that today, when I was sitting with Thoth and doing the card game, afterwards I was really meditating about what it means to be a high priestess, what it means for me to be a high priestess, because all of this is this ascension process is very personal and individualistic, but together, right? Everyone has their own expression of reality, and that is the beautiful part. Each person has their own expression of reality, so that is why each one of our strings is then gonna have this experience of what it was like to be human in 2025 and beyond and before. And time is very circular and not time. Is it circular? It's multidimensional. Time is not a line. I can say that much for certain. Time is very fluid. So after my card game with Thoth, I decided to sit in the living room, and there are 3 other chairs. So I said, whoever of the greatest and highest good is ready to come to me to give me some guidance, I would really appreciate it. And the first person that came to me was Isis, and she said, define yourself. Step 1, define yourself. Have an unshakable knowingness of who you are, the knowledge you hold, and the keys that reside in your heart. You can learn devotion from me. There is structure in devotion, and structure is something you seek because you all are in need of new structures in higher frequencies aligned to the golden age that is here, and we're waiting to be tuned into it. That's why the new earth and the old earth, it's a before and after, because we're tuning into the higher frequencies. So it's so important right now for you to be creating, and whatever you're creating, be outside of the systems of oppression and greed and lack. You have to create from abundance. You have to create from equality. You have to create from harmony. You have to create from freedom. You cannot create anything down here from the old paradigm because it won't be successful. And you're not going to be successfully bringing in those high frequencies and anchoring in those high frequencies into the earth. That is what we need right now. We need you to be thinking outside of the box and know that there is no box. Break that illusion wide open and know that there is no box. Define yourself. Don't let anyone define yourself. Not your passport or your other passport or your education or anything. You define yourself by going within and knowing yourself. The next person that came to me was Kalima. And I got this, right, like this fiery energy. But I was like, Kalima, babe, this is too much. Tell me more about the high priestess role. But this anger was too much for my frequency. I said, no, like I need something different. So instead of just being like, it became Kalima the huntress, agile and quick, and she has all the tools, and she's a huntress. She's so witty and so sharp, and she told me, defend yourself. And I was like, whoa, right? Like, kind of scary. Is this fear-mongering? And she said, no, defend yourself. They will come for you, and you must have unwavering shields. They come in many ways, but the protection around your body, your heart, and your essence is guaranteed and must be taken seriously. You must put in the work to defend and protect your essence and your body and your heart and your mind. And I asked her to keep going, right? Like, what does she mean exactly? And this is a fight of frequencies. We are in a spiritual warfare. This is a war between the light and the dark, the good and the evil. It's actually like about getting out of that duality, right? Because nothing is truly good or truly evil. It just is. And these are all experiences that we're having. But nevertheless, here in this earth, there is a spiritual war going on. So it is a fight of frequencies. You must be ready with your weapons, your wit, your knowledge, your stories. You must remember that the mirrors that will be put in front of your face are there to show you the polarity of frequencies. You are the peace in the tempest. You fortify your mind with knowledge that builds you up. You fortify your body with food and exercise to grow strong. And you reject anything that manipulates your frequency without your consent. And that includes 5G towers. I do not consent to that. That includes pesticides and chemicals in my food. I do not consent to that. And all of that has a frequency, an effect of your frequency, a manipulation of your frequency without your consent. So the last one she said is reject anything that manipulates your frequency without your consent. There's a lot of manipulation there. So just be observant. And then finally, the last person that came to me was Mary Magdalene. I actually felt her presence before, right around when ISIS came about, but she stood silently and she said, I will wait my turn, because I didn't know that Kalima was going to appear. Whew. And Mary Magdalene said, consecrate yourself. Ooh. You alone decide to walk on this path. This path isn't bestowed to you by any authority. You must not pass through their halls to be initiated as a temple of light. This is another initiation, self-consecration. For there is infinite power within yourself to define yourself. You waiting for others to acknowledge your power will never happen, as Isis says. Know thyself and speak up for those voiceless individuals, those who have given their power away. Be the light and the new frequency, and embody that devotion fully. That is your armor that Kali Ma speaks of. Speak life into your sacred path through your words, through your actions. Embody and create the way, which isn't one particular way, but a breaking of boxes, shattering of systems of oppression, systems of fear, and be the wild spirit. Show others that devotion to the all, to the truth, looks like freedom to decide how to embody that devotion. You get to decide how to embody that devotion. There is no reason why you have to do things according to someone else's book. Know thyself and be in alignment with yourself. And if you are in alignment with yourself, you're in alignment with your higher self. And then you are also in alignment with source. So when people say, no, we need rules because otherwise people would be bad, then they're not aligning with themselves. They're not aligning to the true resonance, which is love. Love frequency is the truth. Love is truth, the singular truth, the all, the everything. There is no right way to go about this for yourself. You just have to start by going within through meditation, through therapy, through alchemizing the densities in your body. And what does that look like? Any sort of disease, maybe you have allergies, maybe you have this or that. Your body is meant to be completely healthy at all times. So what densities are within your body that are making you feel uncomfortable? Or you're not supposed to have like yelling matches with your partner all the time. You're supposed to have a regulated nervous system. But the systems that were, the powers that were, wanted us to be in an altered state so we wouldn't remember the divinity of the humans. We are divine, divinely created by the source of the all. The truth, the one truth, is that the universe, God, this energy is love. And then everything within this universe, within this multiverse, within this cosmos, is for you to create within it, to learn, to have lessons and experiences. And we are currently in one of the craziest experiences, which is the forgetting of the feminine, the forgetting and the dishonoring of the mother, and the taking of love for granted. We're exiting this lesson now, and we're ascending into the next phase, into coming back to the all. As humans in the whole cosmos, we're way down here. We're way down here, but the fact that we are all the way at the bottom means that we can see more than anyone in this universe, more than the Arcturians, more than the Syrians, more than all of these higher dimensional beings, because they are up there and we're down here, and we are the bridges of the cosmos. We are the ones that will elevate the whole cosmos from this low frequency all the way up through help. You are not alone. You have angels rooting for you. You have dragons rooting for you. Your ancestors rooting for you. Your star family rooting for you. There's so much love here. And it's all waiting for you to remember that you are worthy of this love. You are magnificent. You deserve everything, and you are so magical. And once you release this box of I'm not good enough or I was born a sinner, everything becomes so much better, and the powers that were do not have power over you anymore. Do not let anything or anyone tell you that you're not good enough, because you are already whole. Don't let anyone or anything tell you that you need healing, because you are already whole. You are already everything. You already have access to a healthy body in another universe, and you can quantum leap into that. It's that easy. You just have to remove the programming and the thinking that you are not good enough. Remove that. And know that you are loved and safe and amazing. If you want to work through densities, I am Maria, and I am a quantum healer and a Akashic channeler and a lot of things, and here to help you and guide you and love you and tell you and remind you that you are so powerful. Bye.